Alright, 9-2 day 2 special right triangles. Today we're going to talk about the 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay, your 30, 60, 90 triangle. Alright, so we have a theorem for it. So in the 30, 60, 90 triangle, the length of the hypotenuse, h, is 2 times the length of the shorter leg, s. Okay, we just got an equation there. And then it also says the longer leg L is the square root of 3 times the length of the shorter leg. So we just got a second equation. All right, so our theorem gave us 2 equations. All right, so in order to know our equations, we must know our pieces. So h equals the hypotenuse. S equals your short leg. L equals your long leg. And here are our 2 equations. The first one is the hypotenuse, h, is 2 times the length of the shorter leg. So h is 2s. And then we got a second equation. It says the longer leg L is the square root of 3 times the length of the short leg. All right. So we have 2 different equations that we can apply when we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Now, this comes from equilateral triangles, actually. So let's read about it. So a 30, 60, 90 triangle is a special right triangle or right triangle with side lengths that share a special relationship. You can use an equilateral triangle to find this relationship. When an altitude is drawn from any vertex of an equilateral triangle, 2 congruent 30, 60, 90 triangles are formed. And it gives you a whole bunch of math to prove why we have these 2 equations. So remember your altitude. Go from a vertex straight down to the middle of the opposite side. That gives you your 90-degree angle. That makes it an altitude. And then since this is an equilateral triangle, you now have a 90-degree angle. Each angle of the equilateral triangle is 60 degrees. And when you cut that in half, the other one is 30. All right, and it says use the Pythagorean theorem to find A, the length of the altitude, B, D, which is also the longer leg of B, D, C, and it gives you a whole run through of why A equals x the square root of 3. All right, let's do this in practice. Okay, remember our 2 equations here. So find the length of our 30, 60, 90 triangle. So we have, let me see, my short leg is S, my long leg is 12, and my hypotenuse is Y. Okay. So I have the long leg. So if I have the long leg, to find the short leg, I'm going to use this equation here. So I am going to use this equation here. So I know S is x. The square root of 3 equals my L is 12. All right, we're trying to isolate x, and x is currently multiplied by the square root of 3. To undo that multiplication, we divide by the square root of 3. So x equals 12 over the square root of 3. Except for we've created a new problem. You can't have a radical in your denominator. So we have to undo that. So to undo that, we multiply both the top and the bottom, your numerator and your denominator, by the square root of 3. This gives me 12, the square root of 3, over, well, the square root of 3 squared. We know those cancel each other out, and you're just left with 3. Well, now we have 12 divided by 3. Well, that's just 4. And then we have the square root of 3. And that is your short leg. Okay, so the short leg is 4, the square root of 3. So we found x, okay? We found our x with our short leg. Now we can find y, which is the hypotenuse. Okay, so let's fill in what we got. H is y equals 2 times our short leg. Well, the short leg is 4 times the square root of 3. All right, so what's 2 times 4 the square root of 3? Well, y is 8 the square root of 3. Equals 8 the square root of 3. All right, we've got that. So now let's put that into practice. Let's say you're an Etsy, crafter, and you're selling your goods, and you've made this lovely pair of earrings, and you want to know what size box to put it in. Okay. You know Mrs. Burke would totally rock those earrings. I would. Okay, so we got Destiny makes and sells upcycle earrings. The earrings shown are made from congruent equilateral triangles. All right, equilateral triangles means if I do my altitude, I get my special 30, 60, 90 triangles. Okay, cool. All right, each triangle has a height of 2 centimeters. The height is the altitude. Well, that's 2 centimeters. All right, so the height of this one is 2 centimeters. The hook attached to the top of the earring is 1 centimeter. Okay, so the hook from here to there is 1 centimeter. All right, so here's my question. How far from the top of the hook to the bottom of the earrings? Well, 2, 4, 5. 5 centimeters. All right. Destiny needs to mail this pair of earrings to a customer. If she mails the earrings in a rectangular box, what width and length must the base of the box have so that the earrings will fit if they are placed side by side in the bottom of the box? All right. Well, we know it's a 5 by something. Okay. So the altitude of the triangle is, well, the altitude is the height, and that's 2. The length of the base of one earring is, okay, well, we got our 30, 60, 90 triangle. So the whole base goes from here to here. So this half of the base is S, right? So we can find S, and then we can multiply it by 2 and get the entire base. And because the hypotenuse, this is your L. Sorry, this is the long leg, not the hypotenuse. This is your hypotenuse. All right. So if we have L and we want to find our short leg, all right, we have L and we want to find our short leg. We have 2 equations. So we have our hypotenuse is 2S, or we have our long leg equals S the square root of 3. Well, I have my long leg and I want to find my short leg, so I'm going to use this equation here. Okay, so long leg equals the short leg times the square root of 3. Well, my long leg is 2. I don't know what my short leg is, but it's multiplied by the square root of 3. All right, we need to find our short leg. Currently, it's multiplied by the square root of 3, so let's divide by the square root of 3. Again, we have created a new problem. We have a radical in the denominator, which is a math no-no. We don't want that. So we're going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the square root of 3. Give me 2 the square root of 3 divided by 3. All right, let's S, what we need, 2 S's. So we can add another 2 square root of 3 over 3. And that gives me 4, the square root of 3 over 3. All right, so we have found 4, the square root of 3 over 3. Or, well, we kind of need to put this into centimeters. All right, let's do this. All right, so we're going to find square root of 3 times 4 times 3. All right, that is 20. Did I do it right? I don't know if I did it right. Hold on. The square root of 3 equals times 4 divided by 3. That's right. All right, I don't know what I did the first time. So I did something wrong. 2.31. All right. Well, that's the width of one earring, but we want 2 earrings side by side. All right, so let's just double everything. So that's 8 the square root of 3 divided by 3, or 4.62. 4.62 approximately. And the length of the box is 5. So basically, grab a 5 by 5 box and stick these earrings in it and call it a day. Okay. But you'll have some real world problems, to solve. And have to break things apart and put it back together. All right. So there aren't too many of these on the assignment. There are a couple. Most of them are fairly simple. Remember to ask for help if you need it. Good luck.